What if I told you that the reason why you're struggling to make friends, the reason why you're struggling to go on dates, the reason why you're struggling to build attraction with the women that you actually desire is because you're trying too fucking hard. You're trying too hard to get validation from others. You're trying too hard to get other people to like you. You're trying too hard to mold your personality in a way that you think will make other people more likely to want to be around you. The truth, my friend, is that the harder you try in order to get people to like you, the more likely they are to want to push you away. The harder you try to build attraction with that girl, the harder you try to get her to like you, the harder you try to get validation from her, the more likely she is not to want to see you again. The more likely she is not to want to go on another date with you. The more likely she is to not want your genitals to touch. It's an unfortunate truth, my friend. You'll notice that the guys who tend to do the best with women are the guys who don't give a fuck. The guys who just say what they want, who express themselves authentically. The guys who aren't afraid to offend. The guys who aren't afraid to express their opinion. The guys who honestly, sometimes they seem like assholes to guys who are people pleasers. But the problem is, if you're trying too hard to get people to like you, most likely you yourself are a people pleaser. And this is a really unattractive trait. It means that you're more likely to put other people's needs ahead of your own. You're more likely to tone down your personality and not actually say what you think because you're afraid of breaking rapport. You're more likely not to make that tease. You're more likely not to challenge because you're afraid it might come off the wrong way. You're afraid it might make someone feel uncomfortable. You're afraid it might make them not like you. But ironically, it's you expressing yourself more honestly that's more likely to make people want to be around you. I'm talking about men and women. What I'm going to teach you today is really simple, but honestly has helped me a lot in my journey, specifically when it comes to improving my dating life. Here it is. This is one of my favorite mindsets. I used to find myself when I went out to, say, go meet girls during the day or go out and meet girls at night, I used to find myself just coming home exhausted. I'd leave interactions really tired. It's almost like it would fatigue me. I didn't realize at the time that this is actually a sign that I was putting on a mask. I was attempting to be a social chameleon, to change my personality in a way that I felt would make me more palatable to others, to change the way I express myself because I felt it would make others more likely to like me. I learned the hard way because it seemed that the more I tried to get other people to like me, the less likely they were to want to see me again. The less likely I was to build attraction with that girl I was talking to. The less likely I was to go on another date. And it almost felt like I was swimming against a current. But the harder I swam, the stronger the current got, to the point that it was actually exhausting. And if you find yourself coming out of social interactions exhausted, you're most likely being inauthentic in the way you're expressing yourself, and you're probably trying too hard in order to get people to like you. So the best way to audit yourself and make sure you aren't trying too hard is to, when you look at a social interaction, let's say you're going out during the day and wanting to meet a girl, and you see the girl. Before you throw yourself into the deep end and start talking to the girl, you almost feel like it's going to be a lot of work. You're like, my God, this is going to be a lot of work. Or that seems exhausting. Let's say you're out at a nightclub and you look at an interaction, you see 3 girls talking to each other at the bar and you really want to talk to one of those girls. You're like, man, that looks like a lot of work. That seems exhausting. That's a really good indicator that you're putting on a mask and you're trying too hard to get people to like you. So this is a mantra that I want you to repeat to yourself over and over again when you're out in social environments. Are you ready? Never, ever, 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 ever fucking try. Never try. Never, ever try. I'm not joking. Repeat that to yourself over and over and over again. And every time you notice yourself trying too hard in order to get people to like you, trying too hard in order to build attraction with that girl, repeat to yourself, never, ever, ever fucking try. And this is something I had to repeat to myself a lot when I was first starting this journey, because I found myself constantly drained from social interactions. And people like to think that, oh, I'm an introvert. oh, I'm an extrovert. My social battery is drained in social environments, or my social battery is reinvigorated in social environments. Those people who think that their social battery is drained in social environments, those people who identify as introverts, I once identified myself as an introvert as well, it just means that you have social anxiety. It means that you're putting on a mask. It means you're trying too hard to get people to like you. Because if you're going out and you're expressing yourself as honestly as humanly possible, then you'll find that no energy is required to express yourself. It's purely, authentically you. In fact, you'll find that the more honest you are in the way you express yourself and the less you try to filter yourself, you'll realize that your social battery is also being charged in these social environments. And you realize that deep down, you were never actually an introvert. If you're someone who identifies very heavily with being an introvert and you just like being alone, you like being alone because it doesn't suck your energy, because when you're alone, you can be authentically yourself and do and say whatever you want. But if you brought that same energy to your social interactions, you'll find that not only will you be more invigorated and you'll enjoy social interactions more, you'll also find that people will want to be around you more too. You'll find that girls will like you more. You'll notice that people react much better to you and people will want to be around you. Try not to identify too heavily with the introvert identity and just start being yourself. And remember, never, ever, ever fucking try. Thanks for watching. I'm Ben Sterling. If you like the video, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Helps us with the algorithm. Either way, I'll see you in the next video.